Welcome to CTV. This is where the team over at Comicstorian can spill our geeking knowledge over into the world of television shows and movies. So CW has made a mighty Arrowverse, which includes Arrow, Flash, potentially to include Supergirl, and a large number of other superheroes are seemingly popping up. We have Atom, Speedy, Hawkgirl, Rip Hunter, Firestorm, and many others. But what about the Green Lantern? There's a long history of the Green Lanterns working alongside the Flashes, and even a cross-country adventure of Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So are we gonna get him on the show? I say yes, and here's why. First, we need to look at all of our evidence. The first episode of The Flash has the Flash training at Ferris Air Force Base. This established the existence of the Green Lantern lore in the Flash universe, as Ferris Air Force Base is the company that Hal Jordan worked for before getting his ring. Ferris Air continues to get mentioned in about 5 episodes of Arrow and about 4 episodes of The Flash, which fully establishes that Ferris Air is a major player in this universe. Hal Jordan is also from Coast City, which is located in California. Now, Star City is also in California, so the 5 mentions that it's had on the Arrow show are fine, but Central City is actually located as Central City, Missouri. That means that it's a good ways away from Coast City, yet Coast City, out of all of the superhero cities that they could Easter egg, got chosen even though it wasn't nearby. It was even shown in an episode of The Flash where he went to go get a pizza there so that he could bring it back to decide if Coast City had the best pizza after all. The biggest Easter egg in my opinion is the mention on the episode Rogue Air. They arrive at an abandoned Ferris airfield where somebody mentions that it was shut down because a test pilot went missing. If you know the origin of Hal Jordan, which you can find on our Comicstorian channel, he goes missing from Earth once he's granted the ring. He literally just goes missing and arrives on Oa where he gets trained as the Green Lantern. Now, the final biggest Easter egg hint that something's coming is that the Arrowverse, which includes Flash and all these spin-off shows, has a long history of Easter egging stuff that is going to be coming out later or becoming a spin-off show, or even allowing that superhero to show up in the show itself. Normally, these little Easter eggs are the company listening to the demand from the fans, no matter how weird it is. Such as them mentioning Central City on Arrow before we get a Flash show, and then they even allowed Barry Allen to come on board and work on the show for 3 episodes before announcing the Flash TV show. Then on The Flash, we had a mention of Grodd with Grodd's cage in the first episode of The Flash. Now, any normal person would have been like, they are not gonna put a giant talking gorilla on the Flash TV show. But they did it near the end of the season. We actually got Grodd, even though it felt a little out of place at first, but they handled it perfectly, and Grodd was just amazing. And we've even gotten mentions of Midway City, and now we have Hawkgirl showing up in the new spin-off show. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, well, if they're going to do Green Lantern, which Green Lantern are we going to get? Because we have 5 of them. Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and Simon Baz. With all this evidence, they are heavily implying that Hal Jordan will be the guy. But there's also a rumor that John Diggle is secretly John Diggle Stewart, due to his military ties and the fact that he is now off to conduct his own adventures, supposedly. But I ask you, why couldn't we have, in theory, all 5 of them? Part of what makes the Green Lantern Corps so great is that it's very diversified in how it is. Because of this, we could very easily have Hal Jordan as the first Green Lantern that arrives to provide advice to potentially another Green Lantern. Maybe John Diggle Stewart or Simon Baz. But he doesn't have to be the Green Lantern for our show. If we did go with, say, John Diggle, or if we went with Simon Baz, or maybe even everybody's fan favorite Kyle, they could stay on Earth, treat the entire Green Lantern show as a Earth-based thing, and have Hal Jordan show up and be like, hey, by the way, I was just up in space fighting all these crazy aliens and stuff like that, but you're not ready for that yet. I will teach you how to be a Green Lantern. While people can argue all day long about the Easter eggs and whether or not the show should come to TV, or how crazy it could be with like sci-fi action and stuff like that, the only real big issue that I foresee happening, and the reason why they haven't officially announced a Green Lantern show, is that it probably needs a much larger budget than every other show. But if CW is willing to give it the budget that it needs, we could potentially have a superhero who occasionally travels to space, has aliens, has crazy adventures, then he comes home to battle against the bad guys there. It would be just simply epic, and he's my favorite superhero. So I would just freak out if he finally got to come to the TV show. But what do you guys think? What do you have for theories as to the status of Green Lantern in the CW universe? Do you want it, or do you not care about it? I'm Benny the Comicstorian, and you are watching CTV. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at Comicstorian because we're going to be sharing the same Twitter for that. And don't forget to check out all of our other channels. Thank you, and have a good night.